while we are waiting for price action to come down to here, or if it's going to just continue breaking from this 0.5-ish level in between there and the 618, I would like to show you our next tool. And this is the PVP. So let's go to about this indicator, the periodic volume profile. You can read the definition here. But basically, what this thing does is it shows you, let me turn it on. It shows you horizontally, it's stacked vertically here, but these horizontal, like how far out this, whatever you call this, histogram or whatever, I don't know, how far out these things stick out here. These are considered high volume nodes, you know, this kind of idea. Notice the highest volume, the biggest mountain, has this white line through here. That white line is considered the point of control. So again, everything in trading is subjective in nature. I cannot stress that enough. There is no exact science, even though there's a lot of times that you will pull the Fibonacci tool, retracement tool, you'll use the PVP or your other volume profile, or you'll turn on the VWAP, and you'll find that price hits to the dollar or even to the cent at times, these exact levels. This is simply the psychology of people buying and selling. Or if you're one of those conspiracy theory people where you believe it's all controlled by an algorithm in the background, some type of AI, master high-cabal type thing running the world, you might be right, actually. But the point is, you need to look at this as though it's human emotions buying and selling. That's how you have to read the candles, okay? Anyway, so with that said, let's go to the settings here for my periodic volume profile. And I have it set to, I have these values turned off, the width of the box 90, the placement is left. I like it to the left here. And then the value area up is the only one that I use, or I will use a lot of times because it looks really cool, is the value area down. Let me pull this one down. Let me highlight value area down. And you'll see what I mean. It's kind of like a really cool Batman type thing once you get this going. Yeah, I love that. I think it's really cool. But it's a lot cleaner, I think, to have just the value area up. And the point I'm making with only using one of these is definitely to clean up your charts. You'll find that in trading, you need to learn how to clean up your charts. I mean, your whole life, like learn to clean your life up. I mean, really, if the house is a mess, like it's hard to work and get to things that you need to and be able to do what you need to do. So in trading, you need a clean house. You need a clean chart. I like this value area up. And again, I'm not a big fan of just maxing out, you know, killing your eyeballs with the light. I kind of like bringing this stuff down to like a 44%-ish, you know, kind of thing. Yeah, I just like that. It's just so nice, you know, not bright white screens that, you know, give me a suntan. Anyway, so I have the point of control on, and then my value area high, I've selected this dark gray. And this value area low, I've selected this dark gray as well. But again, I only have this one on. These are at 0. 0. 0. Okay. Placement left, width of the box, 90. You can change this. It doesn't really matter. The point is you need to see some form of, you know, mountain region, valleys, this kind of thing here, just to get some idea of what's going on. The point of control is one of the main things. And developing point of control is so you can see how it was developing. It's important to note that if I go to inputs, the period. Okay, so each one of these volume profiles, why does this one start here and then this one start here? Because it's set to be 1 day. So this is 1 day. This is the point of control, and this is all the buying and selling that happened in that day inside of our value area. So maybe I should explain that. The value area high and low is helping us to zero in on where is the actual real value, like the average value of what this asset should be priced at. Like Like at the end of the day, how much should this thing really be worth? You know, the point of control is kind of telling you, out of all of the buying and selling that's happened so far of this day, this is your average price. This is the real price here. This is, you're paying too much for it. It's in a discount. That's kind of a simple way to view the volume profile. And there are other volume profiles, but what I like about this one is that when I'm trading and I want to see quick information of just daily information, I love to be able to just turn this thing on and off, and immediately I can see the point of control for the day. And then I can look at the candles, and then I can look at, let's say I did a Fibonacci retracement, tool, I pulled it, and then I can see, let's just say this 0.5 here, and this point of control lined up perfectly. Then I would think, okay, that's a high level of confluence, and then I can maybe plan to take a trade there, but that's not the case right now. Right now, price is trading in between. It rejected from this point of control, and it went down, and it found support somewhere between this 0.5 level here, see, 0.5, and the 618 level here. Yeah, so somewhere in here. And actually, I believe it's a breaker block coming from over here. This from, let me turn on my NAMI indicator here. Yeah, so you can see this breaker block here. Price bounced when it reached the bottom of that breaker. Sure did. Awesome. And again, before you get into indicators, you really want to learn to use the tools that you have, and then once you get to use indicators, yes, the fib is an indicator of sorts, and so is this, the periodic volume profile. But these are more informational, in my opinion. Your other indicators, like your wave trend oscillators, let's see, yeah, like this, like with NAMI, where you see your money flow and things like that. We'll get into all that. But for now, this periodic volume profile does a really good job at setting you up in a perfect beginning and ending of the daily point of control and value area high and value area low. Now, if you are a level marker and you go, okay, I really want to mark these levels out, you can totally do that. I would suggest you, on the Mac, Option J, and then you create a level. I like to set mine to be the style. I like them to be this dark charcoal kind of color. Because again, I don't like things being so bright. I want things to be there if I want to see them, but I don't want them to be blaring me in the face the entire time that I'm looking at my charts. It helps keep things clean. It's already kind of convoluted with all this stuff. So, but let's say you want to mark this level, and you can save presets in here as well. So let's just say I want to mark the value area high and low. Start there, and the point of control. Okay, I have a template in here where I have marked out value area high, VAH. Okay, and again, it's to the right and it's in the middle. So I can clearly see this is the value area high, and it marks your price as you do this, which is helpful. But I need to place it where it actually is. So put it on there. Boom. Okay, so now I have that marked. Hey, guess what? That's where the 0 line is. Well, that's because we pulled from here to there. But if price action goes away from this, you may still see that there's other confluences that land on this value area high. And when price action ranges, it tends to bounce and rotate up and down in this value area. It could rotate up and down any of these various high volume node areas. And sometimes it will leave your value area range to deviate from that, and then it loves to dip back into here and go to the point of control. The main thing to think about here is that you're focusing on price action inside of this area, and you're focusing on these nodes here being like magnets. And the strongest magnet is the point of control. So this white line here. And it's a really good practice if price action leaves this area and comes back into this area. One of the main things to look for is for price to come back down and bounce from here. Now, there's a lot of other things you could look for, but you really would get to see the daily volume profile. Where is my value area high? Sorry, let me mark the value area low. Boop. Boop. Let me put it there. Okay. And again, it's subjective in nature. I don't need it to be exactly. I just need to get some form of idea of where my volume profile is telling me that the value area low is. Okay, and interesting to note, this Fibonacci pull that we did, the value area low is right on where that 618 is. Well, now we have another point of confluence. We have another idea telling us, hey, this might be an important level. So if price does work its way down here, if it does, we don't know what it's going to do, but if it does, it might get a rejection from this level. And if it breaks through, it might hit this one and bounce. Who knows? I sure don't. But we're going to wait and see. So this is basically how you turn this thing on and off. And then once you add it, you might not know how to even get to this. Wow, I should have said that first. You go over to your indicator, indicators, metrics, and strategies, this little graph looking thing with bars here. You click that, you go in here and you type PVP. Yeah, periodic volume profile. You select that and then you will, within a few seconds, see this pop up here. And then you can back this video up and go to all my settings, which I'll do you a favor. I'll go ahead and just turn this on right now. I'll walk through them real quick. Period. So on inputs, period 1, day. Not bar, minute, hour, week, or month. Although you can do that. Let's look at the week just to see. It's thinking about it. Yep. Okay. The point of control is there. Let's go to day. Okay. Volume up, down. Value area volume, 68. Rows, layout, number of rows. I'm not doing ticks on this. Not on this one. Extend the POC to the right. Extend value area high right. Extend value area low right. I'm next going to explain to you why this is important. But first, let's get these settings down. All right, style. Width of the bar, 90. Placement left, 0, 0, 0 for this one. Value area up, start with just this one. If you want to go Batman style, use this one. All right, value area high, I just marked that with a gray. You don't even have to have these really. You could turn these off because you're seeing this color end where the value area high is and where the value area low is, because otherwise the colors would keep going. Let me illustrate this real quick. So if I bring this up, you see that? See how that's gray there? I don't really want to see all of this. It is important information. Don't get me wrong. Like this sticking out here is very important. However, again, it's subjective in nature. There's only so much for me to focus on. This is too much noise for me. I would rather have this off to where I can see this is the main value area. Anything after that, I'm looking to other confluences. This is the point of control from the previous day. So I would rather know where that was rather than having to see this line here or this mountain here or this kind of thing. Because if price comes down to here, odds are I'm going to be looking at these candles for confluence. I'm not necessarily going to be looking at these nodes. But that's just me. I mean, who am I? Nobody. So yes, so these can be on or off, but I like them to be discrete. Developing POC is too much noise. But it is interesting to note the way price started out here for the day, dropped down, we had a huge drop, and then it worked its way back up to here. So out of all the buying and selling for the day, it ended up landing here at the close of the day. So after all of this stuff happening, it closed at this place. Like this was the highest. Now notice this thing does stick out further. I have no idea why it's doing that. But overall, the main gravity point, the magnet, is right here, the point of control for the day. And I find it's better to just trust this rather than trying to seek out the most accurate volume profile in the world. There's a lot of them out there. There's exocharts, there's ATAS, there's all kinds of different ways to find value area high and low and that kind of thing. But if you're starting out, this is a really, really good way to do it. And there's a lot of pro traders. I'm not a pro trader. There's a lot of pro traders that use just this simple tool, and it works great. So just use it. Developing POC, I turn that off. It's too much noise. All right. Now let's go back to this thing. This extend POC right, extend value area high right, value area low right. Why is that important? Well, what's really cool is I can zoom out. And there's this thing called, if you're in the Casper group or if you're in other groups like Chart Champions or some of those, you'll hear this idea of a level being naked. Okay, well, what does that mean? A level's naked. It means that we have not gone back to that level yet, meaning it's untouched. So this idea of this is an untouched point of control, so that you would just hear the words naked point of control. You would hear that. Okay, so notice that whenever we come back to a point of control, it doesn't extend any further. It stops at that candle that hit it. So the second this candle touched the point of control, it didn't extend out to here. That's why you see this gap. You don't see a white line running across. Why is this important? Well, it's important because it lets me know that if the most buying and selling for this day was at this point of control here, so whatever day this was, March 28th, Tuesday, then if price gets a nice bounce here, which I'm suspecting it will, somewhere in this area that it's at now, or if it drops down, whatever it does, if it bounces up to here, I'm not really looking for this point of control to be where it stops. I'm looking more so for this one as a target. Or you could say you're looking for this value area low. So it's nice to have these extended to kind of see which ones have we hit yet, which ones have we not hit yet, you know? And then when you really zoom out like that, you start to see that some of them are closer together, you know? So if price pops up to here somewhere, yes, there's a range here. You know, you could actually pull a volume profile over this. I'll do this real quick just to show you. You can pull it however you want it. It's not bound to the day open and close. It's bound to wherever you pull it. Okay? Oh, not now. So that's pretty neat. I like that. That's way too much noise with all this stuff on, but you could turn this one off and now you're just using this one. But as a beginner, for sure, you're not going to have a clue of what you're looking at if you just pull this thing randomly everywhere. I mean, you're going to be like, okay, so now the point of control is here. If I pull it right here, it's no longer up here. It moved down here. What is going on? So I do not suggest that. Not yet. That'll be another lesson. But the periodic volume profile locks itself from the day open and close for the asset, or maybe it's just based on time. That would make sense. And you can see the untapped point of control is left here, and you can mark that if you want. So let's just do Option J, and then I have, these would be daily point of control, so I would say ND POC, so naked daily point of control. Now, some of these are more important to me than others, so I changed the text color to be brighter. But if you have any questions about it, you know, comment in there, and I'll try to answer your questions. I have a really, really busy schedule, so I don't get to do this very much. So I may never answer you, but I hope I can. But I hope you find this helpful. So the periodic volume profile shows you the daily untapped or daily naked point of controls and value area high and lows. And you can mark those out, or you can just turn this thing on and off while you're trading to get a glimpse see, you know? But what's nice about marking it, and then you turn it off, is now I can see that and get back to business without having all this stuff everywhere on my chart. Then keep things clean.